Hi, so before I get started, just a quick intro. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how I heat my micro camper. It's a pretty small space, so should be reasonably easy. Anyway, so I'll tell you what's going on. The temperature here right now is 7 degrees. Hopefully you can see that, Celsius. So I'll show you the before and then after I've used the heat. This is the device I'm going to be using. Just got it online. I think they're about £16 or something. Various types, various shapes, but it's a double lined can. I've used it a little bit just to test it because people say, oh, when you use them they smell, but I didn't get any kind of smell coming off this. So that's it. It's about 15 centimeters by 12 centimeters, pretty solidly built. So let's go to it. Right, to start with, safety first. So I've got a fire blanket there. Up there on the ceiling I have a CO2 smoke alarm, so not to worry about that. I'm using a mixture of butane and propane, which, there you go, you can see that. The mixture helps it burn, so in the winter you're fine, whereas if it's just butane, no good, you just won't be able to start it, won't be able to light it at all. So close that up. This is just your standard cartridge cooker. So light that on low. There you go. Not too low, obviously. Something like that. Right, okay. So I've already put the cartridge on top of this because it's a lot easier. So yeah, you just put that on there, slot that in. When I say cartridge, I meant can, heating can element. I'll just change this a little bit for you. Right, okay. Yeah, so I've just got that on low. As I said, the temperature earlier on when I first spoke was 7 degrees. We were on 8 degrees, so it's just warmed up a little bit. So we'll just put those away. Also, this instrument comes with it, so when it's hot you can take it off with that and put it on the ground or some surface that's not going to burn. Just going to bring that a little bit further forward. This is a pretty fair test because, as I say, literally 18 inches away you've got the CO2 alarm. Just cracking a window before people go, "Ugh!" But anyway, window cracked, so that should get rid of most of the noxious gases, as it were. I will be at a later date fitting a passive vent in the roof of this vehicle. I've used one of those before, so it literally goes straight through the roof and it's like a mushroom that sits on the top. So you can have that just working all the time, air flowing around the vehicle. But also that's 12 volts, so you can have it so you've got an extraction on it as well, so it can literally just take all the heat and smoke out of here, you know, any fumes that might occur. I used it in my bigger camper van over years, and quite often we would have the window open and we'd cook with the door shut. How many times we've done that I don't know, but we was always okay. We're okay. I've got a fire extinguisher in here as well, so I've literally got everything covered. And as I say, this is obviously the simplest way to heat your vehicle. Not the safest, but if you're careful then you should be fine. I will at some point try and use some form of electric heater, but basically the amount of power they use, especially if you're just using a leisure battery, it's fine, you can keep charging it up. I don't know if it's worth it. And I slept in this vehicle a little while ago, another video done London stealth camping, and I wasn't cold at all through the night, and when I woke up in the morning, it's absolutely fine. I think the temperature in here when I woke up in the morning was 14 degrees, and outside when I opened the door it was 10 degrees. So yeah, you know, not bad. As I say, I didn't feel cold or chilly. It was quite a cozy evening. Right, so yeah, so the heat coming off of that is pretty good, and it's almost as low as it can go. Obviously you really don't need to turn it particularly high. It's been on for 4 minutes and it's gone up 2 degrees in that short period. Obviously it is a very small micro camper, so it's going to heat up quick. At the moment I haven't got my window blinds on, which would go on later on once I close the door, and the same on the other side, just for filming, so there's a bit more light in here. Also, I've got curtains over here, which later on, if I was going to be sleeping in it, or even if I was just sitting in here, I'd draw those, and again that would keep extra heat in. The floor's well insulated, the ceiling is, and the sidewalls, and the rear door, so everything is pretty well insulated. As well as that, all the furniture that I've built has got vents all the way through, so all the way from the front of the vehicle to the back you've got vents that air can flow through, inside the cupboards as well, and at the end and around the edges of those different constructions. And the same with the bench stroke slat bed, there's gaps around that so the air can flow through. I haven't had any trouble with damp or mold of any kind, and I've used this when it's been freezing cold, used heat. Creates a little bit of condensation to begin with, but once I've turned this off, that soon disappears. So anyway, what else can I say? Alright, so I've had that on for 10 minutes now. The heat is very low, I will show you. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, so it's pretty much as low as it can go. As you can see, I've got my big shirt off now. So in 10 minutes it's gone from 8 degrees to 17. There you go. So yeah, that's heating up pretty quick. As you can see, whoops, I'll show you there, this window's cracked right open, and the same with that one. Whoops, these are the curtains which I can shut, but I've chosen not to, just because I'm using the light for the video. So yeah, it's heated the whole vehicle up, including the cab at the front there, all the way to the rear, inside 10 minutes on the lowest setting. So you know, I think that's absolutely fine. You could obviously turn that off, you'll lose a little bit of heat, then shut the windows, close the curtains, and then, you know, you should be pretty much warm for quite a while. Because as I say, the insulation in here is good all round. It's on the back door, it's on the side of the vehicle, it's on the roof. The floor is double insulated as well. All of the furniture and cupboards have got vents through them, so all the way from the front of the vehicle to the back and all the way through the cupboard partitions, there's vents and gaps, so the air can flow all the way through. And that's the same on the bench slat bed. It's all the way through, vent, you know, the slats vented as well, so that's it. So you're not going to have any problem with mold or damp. When I've used this heat in the past, it might have caused a little bit of condensation just on the metal parts, but as soon as I've turned that off, shut the windows, that's kind of evaporated quite quickly from the heat that's left in the vehicle. But yeah, so I think that's it. This is what I'm going to fit a vent in the ceiling at some point, which will be a passive vent which cuts all the way through the roof, and so you've got airflow. It's like a mushroom on the top, probably seen them. You've got the airflow just generally floating around, but then it's also 12 volt, which I'll connect hardwired, so that will extract any fumes, any cooking fumes as well, to the outside. I've used that in my previous build and that it worked perfectly. I'm trying to think what else I can say. So yeah, I think for a small area, even for a bigger area, but particularly for a small area, this will do the trick. You can use electric, but you've got other problems with the power drain and all the rest of it. I've got enough power in here, but I find this fine. Until I get a problem with it, I'll probably stick with it. If I'm sort of doing a stealth camp and I need some heat, I will then use a small electric heater just for a short while, just to get some warmth in here, and then I'll just turn it off so it just doesn't drain everything super fast. So to conclude this heating a micro camper video, you can see I have now shut the windows shortly after turning the heating off, and it's still gone up another degree. It's on 18 degrees now, which is plenty warm enough. Yeah, there's the CO2 alarm. Oops. Doesn't want to film it. Right, there's the CO2 alarm and smoke alarm, just so you can see I've got one. There's a fire blanket. This is cooling down, but it's still hot to touch. It says hot on the top, which obviously it is, but I have seen people putting cooking pots and kettles on here. I've never tried that. Never really, don't know why, I just haven't tried it. I might give it a go at some point. As I said, when you buy these, it comes with this, so you can put it in there. Oops, wait there. So yeah, you can put it in there and just lift the thing off, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to leave it because it's still hot. So let that cool right down. I think it's quite a, you know, it's just so simple. It's a good bit of kit. People have got their views on it, and I'm sure they'll let them know. This is all finished now. Turn it around. Yeah, so these cost about £16 online, and these that you can buy anywhere about £25–30, these cartridge cookers. So yeah, hopefully this video has been of some use to you, and yeah, basically, if you're happy, give me the thumbs up, a like, and maybe even a subscribe. There'll be more of these how-to reviews, demonstrations, what have you. Okay, thank you very much. So that concludes my micro camper heating video. Any questions you may have, one of them, did it smell? No, it didn't. No smells. It was all right. As I say, it gets hot pretty quickly. I mean, obviously up there it's even hotter, but I can feel the heat on my face. It's staying pretty stable at 18 degrees now. So I think I can say that was a success. And yeah. See you in the next video. If you're happy and you enjoyed your viewing pleasures, please give me the thumbs up, like and subscribe. Thank you very much.